Hey, what's going on, Fighters Corner family? Today we had a really cool interview. We had two guys in the studio today. Mike and John talked to Montell Grifin and Shawn Simpson. I'm sure a lot of you guys are boxing fans. You know who Montell Grifin is. Former light heavyweight champ, 92 Olympic team. Really good fighter and a boxing historian. Montell Grifin actually came out of retirement to train this kid, Shawn Simpson. Shawn Simpson is a guy you probably don't know much about. There isn't a lot about him online. As a pro, he's 10-0. It's a pretty good start to a pro career, but it's a young career. He had over 200 amateur wins. He made it to the Olympics at 17. He's an Olympic alternate at the age of 17. Beat a lot of grown-ups to get into that house. This kid really has it. In Montell's words, this kid is a star. You probably don't know much about him, but you're going to know him real soon, and you're going to remember where you saw him first. But I want you to do us a favor, though. Shawn Simpson does not have a nickname. Throw us some comments, throw us some suggestions in the comments, maybe come up with a nickname. If you come up with a nickname that sticks, the first time you see his name up in lights, it's going to be a name that you helped pick. Thanks a lot. Check out the interview, like, share, subscribe. Have a great day. Welcome to the Fighters Corner podcast. John with us. We got a couple special guests, Montell Grifin and Shawn Simpson. Shawn, you got a big fight coming up August 31st.
Yep,
Who are you fighting?
I couldn't tell you his name. I wouldn't even.
Montell, why don't you tell me who he's fighting, man?
I sent you the text.
Felipe, none of you guys know. Yeah, Felipe Salguero, Guero.
Yeah, that's who he's fighting right there.
Yeah.
Felipe Salguero.
So it's your second Mexican from Mexico. Do you have any concerns?
Nah, I don't have no concerns. I'm gonna go in there and just do what I do best. Box, move, and be slick. So that's
What weight class is this being fought at?
bantamweight, 118.
118. What are you weight at right now?
I left the gym today at 123.
Are you constantly checking your weight?
Every 2 days or whatever. I have me and Montell have a schedule of weight. So like when I start camp, whatever weight I'm at, a certain weight. Each weight I have to be a certain weight every Friday because that'd be the weigh-in day. So Friday is my weight check. So
how much water do you cut?
Not much.
So like the day before weigh-ins, how much off weight are you?
I'm right on weight, like a pound off. I'm eating breakfast in the morning for weigh-ins.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We make the right way. So he always eat breakfast before the weigh-in, make weight, be strong.
What's your diet consist of?
I eat.
I mean, do you have
Big Macs?
No, I mean, do you?
I don't eat Big Macs, but if I'm too low or whatever, he'll tell me, okay, go eat a burger or something like that, or whatever the case may be. But I try to I'm not a real water intake drinker, so this fight I'm actually been drinking a lot of water.
Okay, so you're like a pescatarian. Do you eat a lot of fish? Because I know Montell was on that for a minute.
I eat everything.
You eat everything.
Nice, man. That's good for being like.
All right, so you're fighting on the Lara Alvarez card.
Yeah.
Do you have any expectations of that main event?
Do
you watch it, or are you just concentrating on you?
I'm really just concentrating on me right now. I really don't too much get into the main event fight or Lara, or I don't even know who. All I know is that Alvarez dude is Canelo's brother.
Yeah, it's Canelo's brother, and then Lara fought Hurd, and it was a fight of the year award candidate.
Yeah.
So that's a legit fight. Like Alvarez, they're bringing him in, and they're not doing him a favor, at all. That's a hard fight.
But Laura's getting a little older, Cuban, so we know he's older than he really is, and his legs is slowing down now. He don't have the same legs. He's standing in front of guys fighting a little bit more, and Hurd was just too big for him. But this fight right here, probably help him out, get back in the mix.
Yeah, no, that's good. And speaking of Cubans, your amateur career was pretty extensive.
Yeah.
It was 201 and 20. So, Montell, what do you refer to guys like Cuban fighters that got records like that? Amateur pros?
Yeah, of course. I mean, any time a guy have 200-300 amateur fights, they pros. You know what I'm saying? They just got to step in and go, the extra rounds.
So, why such a large amateur record?
I started boxing when I was 8. I ain't got no choice. Can't go pro till you 18 years old. Right. I went pro at 21. So, from 8 to 21, I was fighting in every tournament, especially as a kid. You fighting 3, 4, 5 times a week in a tournament. That's a lot of fights. Yeah. Then then when I'm 8, 9 years old, fighting in Park District shows here, things like
Yeah,
that.
see, man, this is like one of those. I mean, I boxed as a kid, obviously not to the levels that you did, but when somebody like you walked up, it was a nightmare. I mean, it was just like, man, this dude's got so much experience. Like, please not me. Please not me.
I got to the point like towards the end of my amateur career, I stopped fighting in tournaments. I was like, man, I'm not fighting in this tournament. I'm tired.
That's good. Now, who hooked you up with that card? Was it Peter Quillen?
Yeah, I'm real close with Peter Quillen.
How do you guys know each other?
Well, from the Olympic trials, I fought in the Olympic trials,
Okay.
and then I lost in the finals of the Olympic trials to Rashid Warren, and then so they invited me, since I was the youngest, they invited me to the World Championship training camp for sparring. But I was the only amateur that they invited. They invited nothing but pros. So all the all the fighters that was fighting in the World Championship, they had Sean Porter, they had Peter Quillen, they had Anthony Durrell, Lamont Peterson.
That's like a who's who, huh?
Man, they had who else was there?
Was that when Freddie was there?
Yeah.
Who was?
Yeah, when Freddie Roach was there.
Freddie Roach?
Freddie Roach was one of the trainers.
That's cool.
What's the guy that dropped Lomachenko?
You talking about in his first fight?
Was it not Pedraza?
No, but he got stopped with the body
Right.
shot.
I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
He was there too, huh?
He was there.
It's kinda who's
Man,
who.
man, it was everybody there.
You know what's kind of crazy? Like
Adrian Broner.
Bro, Jesus. Did you room with him at all?
Nah, Sean Porter was my roommate.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
You know, do you ever watch, like, I know Montell's a boxing historian. Like, I always compare Shawn Porter's movement kind of like a Jersey Joe Walcott. It's kind of like that L shape, and he throws you off your rhythm, real weird angles.
Who did you say that the Sean kind of took that? It wasn't Mike Tyson. Did you say it was Mike Tyson?
Yeah, kind of like a Mike Tyson, the head movement.
Man, Sean not as slick as Jersey Joe. Jersey Joe's one of the slickest fighters in history. You know what I'm saying? Slew footed side to side.
You don't see
Slick as
Porter
hell.
doing that in some of his fights?
Porter's just a tough, hard-nosed kid that just like to fight. You know what I'm saying? He gonna do whatever it take to win.
Sean is a football player that know how to fight.
Yeah, he's like a bull.
Man, he's
Fought
a
middleweight as an amateur.
Yeah.
Went down, you know what I'm saying, to 140, 147. So
Yeah, I always notice in his fights he's got real quick hips. Like that's I think is his special move. Like when he's in the ring bouncing around, so it almost looks like a cartoon, like animated. Right. You know what I mean? Like hips are here, hips are there. Right. Now I don't think
his
other
angles.
fighters, other fighters in that weight class.
I think they know. I think Sean and his team know they're not the best skill wise fighters. So when they training straight for conditioning, and they training to outwork you.
Yeah.
Right. So they gonna bull you, and they gonna be in shape. They gonna be ready to go 12 rounds, and that's how they gotta. I mean, they know they limit. So you know what I'm saying. They not finna be trying to box you.
Get the best of what he was blessed with.
Yeah, you know, his father, like I know your father's real involved with your career as well. And whenever sometimes like there's that dynamic, it's either really good or really bad. And the training techniques that his dad like applies to him, man, they're cutting edge. Like his dad is legit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his dad goes
all
all out.
The little the air machine bag.
That helix.
Yeah.
That helix.
See, this gym is real nice. I mean, for one fighter training at a time, it's real nice.
Yeah,
we got the little room, like I said, no air, and the big ring and everything. It's a nice gym.
They got the technology.
Yeah, no,
to get him in shape.
So how did you two hook up?
I had worked with him before when I was
11. 05, 06.
Yeah, about 11, 12 years old. We had a fight together, and then what happened to you? You said.
He gained a lot of weight. You know what do you going in
I
on
think
him?
that's when he went into the police.
I went
sheriff.
Okay, yeah, I went.
I started working with
Academy
with Nate Jones. I started working with Nate Jones for a minute.
You know, I think Jeff Mason as well.
I was with Jeff too as well.
Those two have a gym off 47th Street.
Yeah, Robert Taylor.
Yeah, man. Back in the day, I remember going to tournaments and looking at those gyms, going, "Damn, man, please no." Right. That was like another one of them teams. Them in Columbus Park.
Fuller Park was right around the corner.
Yeah.
Fuller Park got a lot more, more hoopla back in them days.
I thought Columbus Park had the best fight team for men.
But Leroy Murphy, Randy Smith, Wayne, Lynham, Orlando Johnson, they was all training there, and it just Fuller Park was just the place to be. in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, I agree.
I gotta see a Wayne Lionel fight because
Wayne Lionel
what
was
you
nice.
call it kind of compared me to him. My last
Orlando,
fight.
you know, the older guys always take up for the guys in their era. But Wayne Lionel was a great fighter. But I said OJ, Shawn was an Olympic alternate. I mean, Wayne didn't get to that point. So, you know, I mean, like I said, you know how it is.
But even at the airport, the dude that commentated Raymond
Boom
Seaman.
Boom. Boom Boom was talking about Wayne Lionel.
Okay, so I watched your last fight, and Boom Boom was all over you too. Like it's kind of weird, like for me, because Montell, I watched you growing up, watching the Olympics and stuff like that. Like I've always obviously respected you, but it seems like maybe because you're not so loud, that the other people that are yelling louder than you, that don't have as much skill, are kind of getting more credit than you deserve. And Ray wasn't having that. He was all over you.
Well, Ray,
yeah.
Was it in China? I think I fought in China. Ray was there during the fight. We looked at each other. He smiled, and I'm like, man, that's Boom Boom Mancini. So we stayed cool at that. After that, we stayed cool. When he went in the Hall of Fame, I had bought a T-shirt, Ray Boom Boom shirt. I wore that at his Hall of Fame announcing. So, I mean, when he got inducted. So we've been cool for a long time. We show a lot of respect. We talked to him before the fight, and we showed mad love. And Shawn showed up, and it was a great first TV fight for him.
Yeah, no, it really was. It was kind of a coming out party too for you. How did you have any anxiety or anything going into that fight because of how the stage that it was on?
Nah. You talking about? I mean, I fought all over the world and fought in tournaments and things like that. Like, I think I get up for TV fights and the bigger crowd and stuff. I'm not one of those people. Like, I don't like fighting in no gym room with 20 people there. Nah, I want to fight in an arena, and I want cameras on me and all that.
So as a professional, has he lost a round yet? I don't think so.
I got caught with a shot.
Right.
My
2 judges gave the other kid a round.
One judge gave me the round. I got caught with a shot. I got hurt, and I still came back. I thought I won a round.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it's called adversity. You're going to have that.
Oh, yeah.
But he was a swing bout that fight. So when you the swing bout, you can't sit around wondering what's going on. It's just okay. Let's go.
Yeah, there's no real warm up.
It's like flipping the switch. Let's go and fight. So it was cool.
So now your amateur career was pretty decorated.
Yeah.
So you was it 2012 Olympic alternate?
Uh-huh.
So what was your experience like being on the Olympic ladder? Which not many people can say that.
It was nice, man. One, I got to miss a lot of school.
You were a senior at the time?
I was a junior.
You were a junior? How old were you?
17.
That's nuts.
When I started going to the Olympic Training Center, at 16 years old.
Okay.
So
and that's invite only.
My first time fighting in an open tournament, I was 16. I was still able to fight as a junior, but because it was an Olympic trials qualifier, they allowed me to fight in the men's division. So I never fought 3 minutes before. I never fought grown men before. And my very first fight of the tournament was against Rashid Warren.
Okay. So now he later became your sparring partner.
I became his sparring partner.
No. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta give credit.
You're right. So, how many rounds do you think you've gone with him?
A lot.
Okay,
so spar him a lot.
From the time you guys fought, like to get that Olympic spot, as compared to the time that he was in the Olympics, did you notice that your style changed? Did you figure him out? Were you keeping up with him, or was he still? I mean, you were a young kid. Was there still a level above you?
I mean, at the time, he was still a level above me. I learned a lot from him, from sparring with him and being around him and things like that. It was like after we fought, because I think, be honest with you, I was the only person in the United States that wasn't afraid of him to fight him. So, so that's why when we fought, we had such great fights. And then after that, he respected me because how young I was and how I wasn't afraid of him. So, like, when we was at the Olympic Training Center and traveling and things like that, he kind of, took me under his wing. To this day, I still talk to him a lot, and, he give me pointers and heads up about, my fights and things like that.
He's going through a rough patch right now. I think he's 3-3 in his last 6.
Yeah, but that was all world title fights, though. So, if you're going to lose 3 fights, I mean, I'd rather them be world title fights than just fighting anybody.
How difficult has it been? I mean, in the 118-pound weight class, how difficult has it been for you to get fights?
Very difficult, especially when I was with Warriors Boxing.
Uh-huh.
They always would say that they couldn't find nobody my weight or things like that.
They're not lying. Yeah. It's pretty hard.
I just think because of my amateur background and things like that, they wanted money. My opponents want money, so it's gonna cost to fight me. So.
Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, you're an investment. I mean, honestly, if you look at your, 3-time junior national gold glove champion, national PAL champion, 2-time U.S. silver medalist, like, you can't fake that stuff, you know? Like, you can get 30-0 as a fighter, especially a heavyweight fighter, and really not be tested, but at your weight class with that type of pedigree, you can't hide.
Yeah, so guys, like, they're not going to take chump change to come take a loss, so...
That's been hard. Huh?
I mean, so you have to. So us doing this like as really like being free agents is hard. But when you with people like Al Heyman and Eddie Hearns or something like that, they're willing.
Are they the best, man?
They're willing to pay the money to get that opponent for you so you can fight.
Now it's. I mean, and I'm going to go a little deep dive here. It's been so difficult, so people can kind of understand. You got flown to South Africa for a fight, and it never happened.
Man, hey, it was a free vacation.
Well, what exactly happened with? I remember like following Montell. I'm like, yeah, Shawn's gonna, do some international stuff. I'm on there cheerleading, and then I'm like, oh man, Montell didn't post anything. Man, it must have been bad. So I call him up, like, man, how ugly was it? No, we never fought, man. I see pictures of food, I see pictures of everything, just nothing of you in the ring.
Yeah, it just turned out to be a great vacation. Good and bad.
What happened?
Well, in boxing, a promoter has to have a certain amount of money that the commission to get a commission, so the commissioner know the fighters will be taken care of.
Yeah,
and the check hadn't cleared. The check hadn't cleared yet. The day of the fight.
Now, is this a promoter that they've been working with for a while,
or? I think they did shows, but they was doing them like in Ghana and stuff like that. They never did it in South Africa. Right. They ain't did it in that part of Africa. So
the first regulated.
Yeah, right. So that was like,
they got to protect the fighter. You got to make sure that the money is there, so you get paid.
Man, can you imagine flying a bunch of guys in from halfway around the world and just go, hey man?
Nice I mean, all the fighters were South Africans. Was Africans. I was the only American. So
wow, that's still a hard fight to get, though. I mean, at your weight class, it's about $2,000 plane ticket for you, another for your corner.
I think he said he blew about $100,000.
Oh my god!
Without the fight going off, with hotels and.
How was it? How was South Africa?
Man, it was nice.
Yeah. It was a great experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just the food was great. It was much. The city is way better than I expected.
Johannesburg.
Yeah, Johannesburg.
I heard at night it gets. I mean, I've had a couple buddies over there, and they tell me kind of nightmare stories about.
Yeah, I heard it's kind of dangerous, but we were safe. We went out a couple of times.
Yeah, but every city's got those problems.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why people say that.
They're telling us don't even go running, that somebody's going to rob you, do this, do that.
Well, they better be in shape. If they're going to rob me, they're going to earn it.
We kept our eyes open. I went with them everywhere we went. So we kept our eyes open. And everything worked out, you know what I'm saying? I got some stuff stolen from me, but besides that, that was only bad.
Airport stuff?
All my personal stuff.
From the airport or the hotel?
From getting dropped off at the airport, at the hotel, to get into my room, my bag came up missing. And it was crazy.
That's a dull boy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they got me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got me. Dude, whenever I go to those third world countries, I always like, damn, that ain't gonna happen
again. Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on everything.
Man, everything is cheap.
Oh my God.
How was the food, man?
Oh man, I put on so much weight.
I found out I wasn't fighting. I had a steak about this big. This man said I ain't talked for 20 minutes.
He was on a rooftop. It was beautiful. On the rooftop eating.
That's a gorgeous. I mean, the country's gorgeous.
I went out, bought one round of drinks. It was like $20 American. I mean, top shelf liquor. I bought 8 drinks. It was like $25.
That's crazy.
I was like, man, we could live here.
Yeah. Tell the old lady it's gonna be a minute.
Man, it was a great man. I worked my butt off, got my weight down, running everything, I put so much weight when I went to Africa. Man, I ate so much.
You eat fries every day.
Man, it was just great. The
That's
food
cool.
was great. Yeah, it was a great experience.
That's good. Now, like in terms of training, what are the musts that Shawn has to complete in order to, set foot in that ring for you?
Shawn got everything. Shawn, my job is easy. My job is to get Shawn sharp and get the confidence that he can go 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 12 rounds. That's it. He got everything else. My job is just to get him ready to go. You know what I'm saying? We fought 3, 4, 5, 6 rounders.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to go to 8 rounds, hopefully 2 or 3. Then we'll be a main event fighter. And then after that, we'll be ready for a title.
Yeah.
Next year, you know what I'm saying? We get 2, 3 fights this year. Next year, we'll be ready for a title.
How often are you running, Shawn?
Every day. Except Sunday.
Are you doing like sprints, or are you kind of?
I do the sprints towards like the end of camp.
Okay.
The sprints towards the end, more so long distance right now. And then
How many miles? How many miles a day are you running?
About 4 miles.
Okay.
And then
and then your regular workouts.
Yeah, man, I do like 2 a day sometimes.
Okay, so you're fighting full time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm full time. I always been full time.
That's right.
Even when I wasn't fighting.
So that's good. So your dad is real obviously tied in with what it is you're doing.
Right.
Has he always been that way your whole life?
My whole life, everything. As far as when I was an amateur, as far as paying for me to go to the national tournaments, and he invested a lot into me.
Big influence, huh?
Yeah.
Now you're a new father.
Yes, sir.
You got a little kid now, huh?
Yeah, I got a son.
Look out, man. When's he getting his first pair of gloves?
Actually, we got some at the baby shower. Somebody knitted a lady from the gym. She bought him some knitted shorts and knitted gloves. So I guess like at 3 months, because he's real small. I'm not a big person.
You want his bones to develop, so maybe about 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. We'll put him on him.
No, that's good, man. How has your life changed a lot since then?
Everything's really the same. I got a real good support system with my girlfriend.
That's good.
So
that's real good.
Right now we don't stay together. So she know I got a fight coming up, so she know I need to be focused. So like every other day I go spend hours with them after I train, and then from that house I go to the gym late at night and do a workout before I go home and go to bed.
Did you ever worry about burning out or overtraining?
Nah, because I know when to rest, and he knows when I need to rest my body. So,
what about sparring? How often are you doing that?
Every other day, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay. Now, do you do that nonstop, even when there's no fights, or you?
Nope, I don't spar when I ain't got no fight coming up. I just train. I just work the flow.
Yeah. How do you feel about sparring, Montell?
Like we've helped guys. Guys helped us. We helped them. Josh Hernandez had a fight. He didn't have a fight. We wouldn't help him out. But especially smaller guys, they burn out a lot faster for making weight and everything like that. So we go by work rate and how fresh he looking and how his weight. Like he sparred 10 rounds a day. Weight was good. Mm-hmm. We below weight, so we taking off tomorrow. So we staying fresh and doing things the right way.
Man, that's smart.
I've watched a couple of videos of Shawn and you fighting, and you have some tendencies that remind me of somebody. Montell, does he remind you of anybody?
He reminds me of you, Montell.
And that's a bad thing.
A lot of people saying that
opponents.
I got Shawn trying to fight like me. We never did that, but
but the way he goes inside on people, like the way he counters by just cutting inside on them, it breaks people. And it's hard to train for. And Boom Boom pointed it out. Right. And I remember watching this fight. I remember calling John. I'm like, dude, this guy, he's got the same type of blueprint, which works.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is about breaking somebody's will. You got a guy round 1, round 2, swinging and missing, but keep getting hit. His jab has progressed a lot as we been together. And his last fight, supposed to be his first test, whatever. He hit the guy with 2 or 3, 4 jabs, and he shook his head. I said he ready to quit. He looking. He frustrated now.
But it happens when they're throwing. So it's every single time they throw a punch, they get pieced up like that. Right. It's
so it makes him stop.
Now I don't want to throw a punch.
It makes him stop throwing punches.
Yeah. I'm the shorter fighter. I'm shorter. I'm 9 times out of 10 going to be shorter than everybody I fight. So instead of me having to really step in on them, I just let them come toward me, and it takes up the distance that I have to create.
Right, by cutting in.
Great fighters know how to make opponents stop punching. You look at Floyd and Pacquiao. Pacquiao is known as a punch throw 1,000 punches. Floyd took him in deep waters, and Pacquiao didn't know what to do. He stopped punching. And you know, like we always talk with his father, like you got to throw one punch. I said, yeah, I understand that, but his opponent's not gonna throw punches like that because they once you get countered 2, 3, 4 rounds, then they change their attack. Unless it's just a guy that don't care about getting hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna stop throwing punches, as many punches. So it's all like I said, boxing is a dangerous sport, but it's an art. It's an art.
100%.
Punch, get hit, and don't get hit. Hit and don't get hit. That's the art of the sport, and we mastering that. I tell everybody it's life after boxing. You know what I'm saying? As dangerous as it is, it's life after boxing. I'm not trying to. I would get hit in sparring. I would be mad a week. I'd be mad 3. If I got hit with one clean shot, I'd be pissed off. And that's how you gotta look at it. You know what I'm saying? You can't give in to taking punches.
Yeah. Now, did you change your style once you started going with Montell, or has it always been that way?
That's always been my style. It just
Where does that come? I mean, both of you guys have similar styles.
Yeah.
I mean, is that like a city thing? Is that
like I said, he was just blessed with the ability, and
he's been watching you, Montell. That's what
I just tried. Just working. I just tried to enhance this. When he first came to me, second time, I just tried to cut. You know, we're not gonna take. We don't have to take 4, 5 big steps. We're gonna stay right there, make a miss, make him pay, step around. You know what I'm saying? Just changing things around. Just making adjustments. You know, I'm not trying to change him. I never tried to change him. I just tried to enhance the thing he was doing. We throwing more jabs, side to side, more defense, and stepping around and angles and everything.
Yeah, now, Shawn, like I noticed Montell's got a pretty active social media. I love I got it starred so I can argue with his friends. So what I've noticed like on your sparring is that Montell sees windows of opportunity, and it's like sometimes you do an exchange and you'll hear him go, go, get 3 in, and it's like something that I know if I were in there, I wouldn't see it, but he's got like a knack for that. Do you notice like when he's trying to push you through a window?
Yeah. Especially during fights in the corner, man. He knows everything in the corner. That's one thing. Like everything he said in the corner, it works, or it always is right there.
Yeah, it's got to give you a level of comfortability too.
Yeah, especially the fight that I got hurt in. The way he got me through that situation. I never been hurt before in my life, but I guess like me being a boxer, I kind of knew what to do already instantly. My instincts came in, but the way he like, what I'm saying, how people can get like frantic or panic
you
about
learn
something.
a lot about yourself in a 3-minute boxing round, man.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, only thing I can think of, like, man, I can't let this dude.
Go ahead.
I can't let this dude, man, knock me out. That's the only thing I'm thinking on my head. Then it's like your instinct come in, like that's when like your heart. That's when you see when somebody got hurt. I mean, because when I got hurt, my instinct was to fight back. I mean, I held him a couple times, wrestled him.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Then I just sat in the pocket and I was like, okay, now I'm gonna fight you.
It kind of got your wits back to you.
Yeah. Then I beat him up. So
he wasn't there, but he was there. Cause he don't remember, but he listened to everything I said. He did it. I look him right in his eyes. I talked to him. The main thing is make him comfortable and relax. It's just a thing about Eddie Futch and Theo Torrance. It's just a comfort zone. Like when I looked at them, they was so comfortable and upbeat and confident. They made me confident. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at these guys and they comfortable and they confident. So I'm like, okay, I'm confident. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if we had a break in action or whatever, I'm looking at my corner, getting instructions, and I just I was able to carry that over as a trainer just because it was things I went through, experience I went through in fighting. So, you know what I'm saying? My job is to make this man's job easy.
That's good. That's good. Now, I mean, there's a bunch of you guys that are kind of share the Olympic Brotherhood. It's kind of a special bond. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like when you see local fighters, you mentioned Olympics, like some of them really don't pay attention to it, but the ones that do are like, oh yeah, like that's a language that we could talk.
Yeah, it's a brotherhood. It's a bond. It's just to I mean, you got every 4 years you got 12 guys. It's 200,000 people boxing, and you got 12 guys, one in each weight class.
Yeah.
And you was number one. You know what I'm saying? So how many people number one in America at the time? So and you respect. You always look up to the class before you. You know what I'm saying? 76. 80 look to them.
Man, the 76 team, right, greatest boxing, best Olympic team in the history ever.
Without a doubt. 5 gold medals. I think a silver and a bronze. 84 get a lot of respect, but once I became an Olympian, I looked at that team different. I'm like, they didn't fight who I fought, so I can't look at them the same. I respect them. They had 10 gold medals, I think, or the 9 gold medals, a bronze and a silver. And one guy didn't medal, but it was so many. The top countries wasn't there, so I can't look at them the same. But they turned out they had 6 world champions at pros, but if you fighting Cuba, Germany, Germany and Russia, and they not, I can't look at them the same.
Yeah, Shawn, did you ever fight a Cuban?
Nah, I never fought a Cuban.
Man, have you ever thought about going there to train just to kind of see their system?
Yeah, I thought about it. I mean, that's somebody always go to Cuba, some Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Everybody want to go there.
Yeah. The Cuban system, like Montell, you and I have done some deep dives just talking about.
I mean, you got guys who they can't turn pro.
Yeah.
So they fighting 3, 4, 5, 600 fights against U.S. kids. 70, 80. You know what I'm saying? So it's. I mean, this, and I don't take none away from Cuban fighters. They great amateurs. All you gotta do is look at the guys who defected and turned pro. There's not really that many great Cubans, you know what I'm saying? So I just let you know, it's not like they better than us. They just had a better system. They stayed amateur longer.
Yeah, more experience.
Right, they had more experience. They was grown men. You got 27, 28 grown men fighting 18-year-olds. They're supposed to win.
So your sparring partner, Warren Rashi, he fought Nordine Ubali for a world title. Did you watch that fight?
Yeah, I watched it.
So, like, Nordine, like, anytime you tie up with the guy, he always gets 2 punches in on the break. They break him up, he always gets 2 in. How do you think you'd match up with Nordine?
I didn't see much in him like that. He looked strong. That's about it, really. But all he really threw was a double jab.
You know what? I think I watched their Olympic fight. I think I watched their Olympic gold medal fight. I think that's what it was. Or not the gold medal, their Olympic bout. Is every time the referee came in, break, and they'd step back and he'd get 2 or 3 in at the end.
Is that the one you said beat Roche?
Yeah,
but he got tired.
He beat him in the Olympics. He beat him in the Olympics also. I was at that fight, the one at the Olympics in London.
It was in London.
And Rashid was winning the fight. And I think his contacts came out or something like he got real bad eyes. He can't see that good. I think his contacts came out in that fight, and after that it kind of just
went down. Yeah, dude, man, that's the game, man. That's the game. So Jeff Mason, Nate Jones, you got a relationship with them as well.
Yeah,
it's
real
kind of like all the
them.
local all-stars, man.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Nate probably held pads for you.
Yeah. Nate used to train me.
Dan, I've been to that gym 3 or 4 times, and he doesn't take those things off. I don't know how he does it, man. That's a lot of wear on a body.
Yeah, it does. It does.
He get in the ring barefooted. Work the pass.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's like, and he's good at it though. Like he's part of the money team. He goes out there and trains with Mayweather, gets Mayweather ready for his fights.
Yeah.
Have you traveled to train anywhere, or have you just stayed local? Was that Chicago scene doesn't really get as much respect as a lot of other areas?
I mean, like I said, I've been boxing since I was 8, so I've been everywhere. I done been to Vegas, New York, whoever you name, DC. I've trained there before, so.
No, that's good. That's good.
Cool.
So now you've come from a boxing family as well. Your father was a military fighter.
No, my grandfather.
Was it your grandfather?
My grandfather was in the military, and my uncle boxed in the penitentiary.
Did he?
Yeah.
I heard he's got a win over somebody.
Yeah. He beat Roger Mayweather in the penitentiary.
That's crazy, man.
Good victory to have.
Right. That's some bragging rights right there. Yeah,
They
man.
fought in Michigan.
Yeah, I've been in the penitentiary.
What was it? I didn't know. I know Senior got locked up. I didn't know.
No, back in them days,
They used to bring
they bring the guys in.
free guys to fight the inmates.
Oh my God, that doesn't even sound legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Remember James Scott, the heavyweight?
Oh yeah.
I mean, light heavyweight. He fought
Yeah.
Mustafa.
Okay.
What's Mustafa name?
Mom.
He fought Eddie Mustafa in the prison. James Scott was on CBS a few times fighting in Rahway prison. So the guys going and fight the prisoner. So yeah,
I know they got to be kind of intimidating though to be going in the inside and fighting the prisoners. Like I know they got to be kind of mental though.
That's some bragging rights right there, though, man. I mean, if you're locked up and you got a W over Roger.
You're getting everybody's tater tots.
tater tot.
Of the commissary, man. Nah, that's cool. That's cool. So this fight coming up August 31st.
Mm-hmm.
You got any predictions?
I'm gonna win. I mean, we going 8 rounds. We going 8 rounds. I'm gonna try to break him down and try to break his will. I know I'm not the biggest puncher, so my job is to break him down mentally and physically, and try to get him out of there in the later rounds.
That's good. That's good. Now, what's your go-to weight class in terms of being a fan? It's a hot time for boxing right now.
What you mean?
Like, is there a certain weight class that you like watching outside of your own? Man, 147.
47 division.
Yeah, come on, man. That's the hottest division of boxing right now.
Oh, your buddy's in 147, huh?
Yeah, man. I got a couple, man. Then I got the 154. I'm in Erickson Lubin, so.
Spence is fighting Porter coming up. You obviously mentioned that you were roommates with Porter. What's your prediction on that?
That's a tough one, but
It's a tough challenge for Port.
It is
challenged,
but it's not an easy fight for Earl though.
No,
it's not going to be an
Shawn
easy
Porter,
fight at
bro.
all.
There is no easy fight at 147.
No,
Like anybody's fighting 147 is not getting an easy fight. Right. Even Ugas when he came in, like Shawn Porter's like, all right, who's this guy? We were asking, who's this guy?
Yeah, we couldn't find any video on him.
He showed the world who he was. Now he's like a top 7 welterweight.
Right.
Yeah,
after one fight,
it's not going to be an easy fight at all. Shawn is going to push Earl. He's going to push him to the limit, especially with his aggressiveness. But Earl got the edge.
He's got he's a high volume puncher.
Yeah, and he's strong.
And he's strong.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough challenge for Porter, I think. But I'm rooting for Porter, man.
I think you got to go with Porter.
I am. It's going to be tough though, but
it's one of those. Like, just take my money.
It's going to be entertaining.
I'm buying that thing. If that fight's on every weekend, they're getting my money every single time, man. Right. And then you sparred with Keith Thurman.
Yeah, I sparred with Keith Thurman before.
How long ago was that?
This was like 2013, 2014.
Were you guys even close in weight?
Not at all. I was like 120. This man was like 170.
He didn't take it easy on you either, did he?
He was sparring somebody, right? Then his pops was like, you want to get in there? At first, I'm thinking each other. I'm like, man, I'm not finna get in there with him. Then Keith said something to me. I was like, man, you know what? Give me my stuff, man. So I got in there with him. He wasn't trying to kill me or nothing, but he did. He hit me with a bite, so I was like, it ain't hurt me like that. But I was like, okay, he is strong.
Yeah,
so,
that's his thing. He's a heavy hitter.
But even Keith, he said, man, he a hard dude to hit because besides that one little body shot he hit me with, he wasn't able to hit me with no jabs or anything.
You're a little dude. You're fast, man. That's your speed. Speed versus power in there. What did you think of this fight with Pacquiao? What was your opinion of it?
I think he did good.
Do you think
he started off a little bit too late. I think in the first round he was winning. He was winning the first round, but he got caught. And he got dropped. And I think that drop, I think when he got dropped, he didn't get his wits back until about the 5th, 6th round. I think so he lost all them rounds before then, and then
I think
he was coming back. He was coming back into the fight. Then he got hit with that body shot.
Man, did you see the fight IQ of him taking his mouthpiece out and kind of jogging around, catching his wind? Like that fight IQ is through the roof when you're doing stuff like that.
Well, he's been known to have been hurt by body shots before. Pacquiao called him a good body shot, and it gave him the lead back in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because Keith was taking over, and that changed the fight. That gave Pacquiao a round that Keith needed, and with the knockdown. I think I read Freddie said if we don't get the knockdown and that body shot is a draw. So
Yeah, I believe that.
I can go with that.
I think the scorecards were a little further
or
than
without
that,
the knockdown or the body shot, Keith win that fight. But
I think it was like one. Was it
But
118?
that's 3 points. That's 3 points.
Yeah.
A knockdown and a round. That's 3 points. So it changed a lot.
But that's just like Marcus Brown and Pascal Saturday. You know, Marcus Brown clearly was the better fighter. Clearly winning every round, but he got dropped 3 times.
Yeah, no, it's.
And then got headbutt right afterwards, and they had to stop the fight off a headbutt. So now they just go off of.
I thought he was fading in that fight too, though. Like I think his confidence level, like he was double the punches landed, but when he got hit, he got hit.
Cause you know Pascal is a strong fighter. He's physically strong, but he didn't have the skills to be in there with Marcus. But he had a puncher's chance, and every time Marcus would throw and he would have that hand down, Pascal would just come over with an overhand and catch him.
When a boxer started to brawl, that's when he got in trouble.
Yeah,
you know.
But anytime he stayed on the outside and just boxed him, it was an easy night for him.
It was all night. You know, I attribute the same thing with like Anthony Joshua and Ruiz. It's like all he had to do. All right, it might not have been exciting. Just sit back.
I think with something like that, I think Marcus got too confident and got too comfortable and thought it was just going to be an easy night and got lackadaisical and got caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's why it might sound crazy, but it's why it's good to get caught and hurt early in your career, so you know how to deal with it. Because you know you got to come back, and it's a long fight. You got to be prepared for it. But you know, being knocked down 3 times, like get mad, your confidence start. You know, you start second guessing yourself.
Yeah, but he bounced back though, man.
Yeah.
Like he really did. And when he came out for the
he's younger, stronger guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, younger, but like I said, get dropped 3 times and.
Pascal, I think he was from like Canada, right? He's like French Canadian. Yeah, that was wild, man.
Like, you got an opportunity to make some more money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody wrote him off and then give him a chance. But it's boxing. Anything
they have a rematch. They got to be a rematch.
Yeah, anything can happen.
They're gonna run that back. No, for sure.
Anything can happen in boxing.
So, what is your goals with Shawn in regards to getting having him level up and fights and stuff like that?
Okay, like I said, we fighting August 31st, 8-rounder
in Minnesota, PBC.
Right.
Is that televised or does it swing?
We don't know when we get there. So, we got 2 different stations showing it: Fox Sports 2, Fox Sports 1.
Is Boom Boom not going to be out there?
I mean, he worked for them, so maybe, hopefully. But
he does a great job.
Yeah. Boom Boom is a great fighter, with a lot of great experience. So you know, but we fight August 31st. Try to come back, October, September. Try to fight once or twice before the end of the year. If we go to this 8 rounds, he get that under his belt. There's confidence. He know in the back of his mind he could do it. So then we, do one more. Then we go for 10 next year. You know what I'm saying? Be a main event fighter. And after we go 10, so we ready for a world title shot. But guys, one thing we learned about boxing, guys with 100, 200 fights don't need 30 pro fights.
No.
Rashi Warren, it's a lot of guys. 12, 13, 14 fights. Lomachenko is different, a little bit different. He had 400 amateur fights, so it's a little bit different. But, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Shawn got everything.
So you're trying to throw him a wolf eventually, sometime soon?
Yeah, we got to pick up. You know what I'm saying? We want to be a star. You know what I'm saying? We want to make money. So we got to fight the best out there. So, like I said, keep fighting better opponents. Get our name out there. Get people behind us. And, we say get a 10-round fight, and after that, after we win that, you know what I'm saying, we got a world title shot.
Yeah, with your weight class at 118, 118 pounds, like we've talked about, the options are hard. So, like when you get picked up with a company like PBC, man, that makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah, it does.
And then they hopefully get a champ to come over and fight in America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, we might have to go.
Well, I go to Japan.
9 times out of 10, we had to go, leave the country.
Well, I go to Japan.
You're talking about Inoue, huh?
Hey, man, wherever the money.
The monster.
Wherever the money take me.
So there was a rumor that the guys from the UFC were talking with Eddie Hearn about purchasing PBC and getting involved with that. I'll tell you this right now: if they do that, the first thing that's going to happen is that they're going to start putting their own belt around people, and I think they should. PBC does enough events. Like, I don't know why they don't have their. I don't like a lot of different alphabet belts, but PBC could do one. Would you not agree? Come on, Montell.
I mean, it's so watered down now. I mean, it's
look how many fights they're doing.
Yeah, but to come up with a PBC belt, I mean, that's
really.
Yeah, it's too many titles.
That's kind of cheesy.
Yeah,
you think so? Am I off?
It's too many belts. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
but those belts don't
because
even
it's
have an
like
organization that back it.
And how many?
Because I feel like it's already too many belts within one organization. How you got like the WBC interim or
silver, gold.
Yeah.
Then you eliminate all of that. We're just doing a PBC belt over here. No, I mean, am I off on that?
I buy into it. I really would.
I don't think.
PBC's got the roster. They got the stable. They could do it.
But they're doing like they have Dogbo versus.
But they just got done with WO. They're not doing. They're not.
Yeah, I don't think they're
not doing. They just dropped the WO. So I don't know what happened.
Isn't Canelo getting stripped of a belt now too?
Stripped of the IBF.
Yeah. So I mean,
dude, it's such a joke, man. Like that's why I like the UFC because there's one belt. It's the only alphabet that matters is UFC right around your waist. I think PBC's got the money. They've got the the TV time. They're on almost once a week.
They got the fighters.
They definitely got the fighters.
Like if you got a PBC 147 welterweight champion,
Sean Porter.
I mean that means something. You know what I mean? Like
Sean Porter.
It would be. I mean, he just beat Ugas. I mean, all right, there's your title. Now he's fighting Earl Spence. Is that on Showtime or is that PBC?
I think it's Fox pay-per-view.
Is it okay? There you go. That's a legit fight.
I mean,
no disrespect to the three-letter organizations, you know what I mean? But it's just like,
dude, it's like a shakedown sometimes.
When you're trying to keep up with it, you're like, oh my god,
right?
Man.
It's all about the sanction fees. I mean,
it's all
when you get to a certain level, you don't even need a belt. Canelo don't need a belt. He don't need the IBF. He's the star. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather don't need it. Manny Pacquiao don't need a belt. They the star. So I mean, a lot of guys don't mind getting stripped because they don't have to pay the sanction fee. Right?
Yeah. Cotto did that. Cotto kind of was one of the guys that started that too. Just like, man, take the belt.
Yeah. Right, I don't need the
I'm
belt.
not giving you $200,000.
Right.
Keep
it. Pay the sanction fees for what? I mean, you're the baddest man on the planet. Everybody knows that.
And the more belts you get, the more sanction fees you're paying.
Saying,
so it's like you don't even want to be like.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm laying in a hole, at the end of the year for holding 4 or 5 belts.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So that's what. It's not really. Of course, BC, BA, and IBF top 3. WO is like in the 80s and 90s, WO wouldn't look as a world champion, but now it is. Well, I mean, we got a lot of belts, a lot of world champions, but certain weight classes just the fighter is the star. You know what I'm saying? Like Floyd. Well, who cares? Nobody knew what belt Floyd had because he was
Floyd Mayweather.
Right, he was Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about the heavyweight division is we got to see who, so you got Wilder, Fury, Joshua, now you got Ruiz.
The real world title for heavyweight boxing is Wilder and Fury.
Right. Yeah. In my eyes, Fury is the world champion.
Definitely.
He beat the man.
He beat the man.
Right.
Yeah.
He beat
never
the man.
lost.
So, right. So, you know what I'm saying? Joshua beat Klitschko after Fury did. So, Fury is the world champion in my eyes. I love to see him in on the Bronze Bomber. I think Wilder got Ortiz. Fury been picking a lot of easier opponents. Wilder fighting Ortiz, and I think him and Fury gonna fight. Joshua got the rematch with Ruiz, and it's gonna come together, and we're gonna see who the real
I think Joshua takes that.
I think Joshua takes a rematch, but it's gonna be boring.
I'm saying I think he takes his belts back. I think he'll be better.
I mean,
Yeah, he's got to fight a boring fight to win that. He gets caught in a brawl.
The crazy thing is, I wasn't surprised when I seen that Luis beat him. Because I seen Luis fight. Like, I seen him fight on one of the cards. I'm like, dang, this little fat Mexican dude could fight.
Well, he's got quick hands and he hits hard.
Yeah. I'm like, and he threw a lot of punches.
And he's got a huge amateur career.
Right.
I didn't know he was a Mexican Olympian. I didn't know that.
Yeah. In fact, 2 weeks before, we were saying, like, you got Fury, you got Wilder, and then you have Joshua, which they're playing hide and seek from one another. Pick one guy that's going to lose his tune-up fight. He called it. He's like, man, Ruiz is winning that fight. Yeah.
So boxing is beautiful right now. It's in good hands.
Anytime the heavyweight division is hot, the rest of it
boxing
bleeds
goes
down.
the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Just that Floyd kept it afloat until the heavyweight division came back, and we got stars in every weight class. You know what I'm saying? And it's great. Like I said, this boxing is in the best shape it's been in years right now.
It's been real fun to watch.
Yeah. Is there anybody that you like to watch, Shawn? Outside of your own fights, is there anybody that you follow?
Like I said, like Earl Spence, Erickson Lubin, Gary Russell, Javante Davis. Mainly all the people. The people I grew up with.
Yeah,
I watched them. All the people that I grew up with.
Javante's got to step up.
Look how we can be impressed with who are we talking about? Canelo.
Like, yeah, Canelo.
He can fight like man.
Canelo, the coldest dude to me right now in boxing.
That man can fight.
Did you think he beat Triple G in that first fight?
Not the first fight.
I didn't think so either.
But the second fight, yes.
Yeah.
The first fight, it was Triple G or a draw, and the second fight, it was either Canelo or a draw.
I agree with
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're waiting for Triple G to get old. That's what they did.
Back in the day, Evander Holyfield was my number one guy. Where I could go to a fight and watch him, and even if he lost, I was impressed. That's Canelo now.
That guy never.
No matter, okay, you want to say Lara, you want to say Trout, you want to say Triple G. I still was impressed with Canelo. Regardless, he a great fighter. I love watching him fight.
Yeah.
He's the slickest Mexican I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
He's the slickest Mexican I've ever seen in my life.
That says a lot, man.
Because I thought Julio Cesar Chavez was.
He was a slick dude. He ate punches and gave punches, man.
Yeah, he wasn't. A lot of people say Salvador Sanchez, but I've never seen a Mexican sit on a rope and slip punches. Never seen that. And I saw Canelo do that against Trout almost 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And he's still on top.
Yeah.
And he the man. He getting better and better every time we see him fight.
Now, there's been like a rash of failed drug tests in boxing. Was it White just failed?
Yeah.
In Europe, and Canelo failed a couple too.
Big Baby.
Big Baby.
Yeah, Canelo had clenbuterol.
Man, dude, they sell clenbuterol over the counter.
Right, he was suspended for 6 months. He came back, tested clean, fought Triple G. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's nobody that you're gonna tell me if they would cheat, I'm gonna be surprised about. Nobody. So
especially when you're talking about that money. The guy across from you is definitely on something. If they're doing state testing and only state testing, you gotta assume who you're fighting is probably
right. Well, the thing is,
getting an edge.
If you don't have nothing to hide, why won't you do VADA testing? Why won't you do random testing? If you don't have nothing to hide, both guys should do random testing because then you know he not cheating. You know
there was no VADA testing in Pacquiao's.
That's what I'm saying. So that's a red flag to me. For you not to do for VADA testing and then look like $1 million, something ain't right.
Man, you know what's kind of crazy? It's like when McGregor, they were negotiating McGregor and Mayweather. Essentially, they came to the table and they said, Dana White's like, Floyd was slick. He gave McGregor 6 weeks to get ready for a 10-round fight. That's impossible if you've never done that before.
It's all game plan.
See, but when they went to the table, okay, well, the UFC thought they had him cornered. They're like, okay, well, we're going to do VADA or WADA or USADA testing. So, like, we're going to give you a little time to get whatever it is out of your system, and then once you sign this contract, we'll start it, and then we'll discuss a date. Mayweather goes, well, I don't even take protein. Okay, I'm going to sign this now. We're fighting in 6 weeks. Here you go. It checkmated them. They thought for sure, like, even if you take a couple of aspirins or you're using IVs, like, you're popped.
Yeah, I used to do USADA, man. They definitely.
It's legit, right? So, Mayweather, that guy's been clean his entire career. The way he signed that piece of paper, Dana White's giving interviews going, man, I didn't expect that. It was a chess match, and Floyd had the trump card. Like, he just,
A-side. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting, coming to his sport. So, but with the VADA testing, whenever they do random tests, when they just show up to your house, when you don't know when they coming.
Man, we know a couple people got popped with that.
That's gonna keep it clean.
Yeah, they a guy that fought for me a couple times, Neil Magny. We've had him on a few times, and they grabbed him at a Home Depot. They had him wash his hands. This dude's clean.
Yeah.
Some of that soap at Home Depot tests positive for what it is he tests positive for in his urine test. And it was like such a small, tiny micro amount that like this last test should have picked it up if it was a legit like positive hit. And it was just like, man, I go to a Home Depot bathroom, I come out, I tested positive for a...
And it's crazy because it's like with them type of USADA and all and VADA, you have to let them know everywhere you're going and so like if they want to come see you, they know where you at. Like or like if you don't let them know, you can be and I live in Chicago, I could be in California. If I didn't tell them that I was going to California for that's a strike.
All right.
If they come to your house and you're not there, they give you 60 minutes. If you're not there in 60 minutes, that's a fail.
Jesus.
You get 3 strikes.
See, if you got like a girlfriend, you ain't trying to stay at her house, that's a good one. No, man, I get drug tested. I got to go home. You don't get it. I'm a professional athlete.
Like every time I travel somewhere, I had to text that number and tell them such and such.
How many times have you been tested that way? Like how many times have you taken it?
Like 3 times.
That's still, it's gotta be in
I was in high school. And they came knocking on my door at 5:00 in the morning before I went to school, and I was finna be petty and was like, you know what, I'm finna take y'all to school with me.
Oh, that'd be great.
Now y'all follow me around in school all day.
Yeah, I just can't pee yet. Just follow me. No,
because they gotta go with you they gotta be with you that whole day until you.
Yeah, you don't need these answers. Have a seat.
I was finna have them come to school with me, but I was like, nah.
So where did you go? I mean, are you a Southsider or?
Yeah, Southsider.
Where did you go to high school, if you don't mind me asking?
CVS.
Okay, so you're legit from Chicago.
Yeah.
That bugs me, man. People say they're from Chicago. They're from like Hinsdale.
Yeah. Nah, I'm from the city.
Yeah.
I'm from over east.
So how was that like growing up, like with your boxing career, with the other kids at school? Would they come support you at your fights, or was it just kind of you doing your thing?
Yeah, it's me doing my thing. I have a few friends that support me.
Like even back then when you were fighting? Wow, you were fighting so many times, though.
Man, I was young. And then I never fought in Chicago when I was an amateur. I always fought, and I only fought in national tournaments only. Like, I got to a point where I fought too many times. I was like, I'm not fighting in no show fights. I'm not doing none of that. If it ain't a national tournament, I'm not fighting. So, it got to that point.
Who was your toughest amateur fight?
Rashid.
Was it?
And Emilio Sanchez. This kid named Emilio Sanchez from California.
Is he in the pro ranks now as well? Your weight class?
I think he fought like 122, 126.
Okay. Do you think you could drop down a weight class, being that you're so close to weight already?
To 115?
Yeah.
I think I can, but that little 3 pounds will kill me. I'll be, because I mean, I don't think it'll kill me. I just think that I would have to change my eating habits, because at 18 I eat whatever I want to eat.
Man, your coach is saying it's happening.
He got enough back fat. He can do it. We got down to 17 without trying.
And you get a 1 pound weight allowance.
Right.
Oh yeah,
no, not for the title.
Yeah, not for title.
Not for title.
Yeah,
that's different.
Maybe for mandatory, then go down 15 for the title, win, and then go back up to 18.
Man, that'd be a nice move, man.
I think it'd be for legacy wise. I think it'd be great. Win a 115-pound title. Then he gonna go on that fight as a puncher. Those 3 pounds make a big difference. Those guys look small at 15. So
and you'd probably be fighting guys your size.
I'd rather fight somebody taller.
That's because that's what you're used to, right?
Yeah, I don't want to fight nobody my height. Fight somebody arm length with me. Nah, I'd rather punch up.
Yeah. So did you guys ever work out at the Gary PAL back in the day? Where Manfredi and all those guys used to work out at?
I went there. Did I train? Then who did we go to Gary PAL with?
I ain't never heard of that before.
The Gary Police Athletic League?
I went there once.
I mean, I heard of PAL, but I never heard of the Gary PAL.
Yeah, I had to be trained. Yeah, I trained. I went there for one time. And they said Manfredi was going to be there, but I don't think he was. I went there one time.
Yeah.
I must have went to Spar. I can't remember.
You know what, man? I was there a couple months ago, and it's closed. Like, it's all boarded up.
Oh, yeah,
it's all
too bad.
Yeah, everything is still in there. It's like it's like a museum, man. Like the heavy bags are hanging. The ring is still up. You got pictures on the wall of you there. Like Marty McGarry's got a picture on the wall there.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was just it's all filled with water and garbage. But I just kind of went there to, relive some memories, and it's just abandoned.
Yeah, that's too bad. I went there one time.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even know Chicago had a PAL.
Do they have a PAL?
Never seen them.
No.
We always had to do our own thing when we went to the PAL. Normally, when we used to fight in the PAL, other states, they used to fight out of their PAL, like Dallas PAL and all that type of stuff. And they used to get sponsored. You know, the PAL, they sponsor you to go to the PAL tournament. But we never had that. We always had to find our own way to get around.
So what's the hardest thing for you right now being a professional fighter?
Right now is maintaining
Yeah.
stable life. You know, just focus on just boxing only. And, you know,
Stable life, that's not easy in Chicago, man. I mean, it gets hairy quick, man. You know, especially with jealousy comes around. I mean, I know, your second time on TV, people automatically think you're a millionaire. I mean, they do, right? You're right.
Far from.
Yeah, no, you're fighting for airfare. You know, you're just trying to build that record up.
Right, I'm fighting to feed my son now. That's the only thing now.
That's good. Now, do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have 4 brothers.
Are you the only boxer?
Yeah, my oldest brother used to box when he was a kid, but he quit boxing and he was a football player.
Okay.
Real good, all state football player. So.
Through CVS?
No, he went to Hubbard High School.
Hubbard? Okay. So Montell, you fought on the Jirov Tony undercard.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, well,
I was just playing.
let's talk about Jirov Tony, man. That's one of my favorite all-time fights.
You know, I was in camp with Jirov, but you know, of course, I fought James. I've been in the ring with both of them. James just turned back the clock that night and looked like the old James, and man,
that was a good fight, man.
Dropped Jirov and
Jirov kept coming.
Yeah, he kept coming, but he never kind of was the same after that. That was a huge fight for both of them.
Yeah.
It reinvented James Tony, and Jirov kind of started going backwards after that. But it was a great fight.
I always wish you did a legendary nights over that fight, just because of all the drama involved. Just, I mean, it's an emotional fight to watch, man.
Yeah, it was a great fight. James Tony, like I said, he turned back the clock and looked marvelous.
Yeah.
Pound for pound, he a dinosaur. To win the world title 160, 68, cruiserweight, you know what I'm saying? And fought heavyweight and beat he actually beat John Weeds, but he failed the test. But
always one of those.
He hell of a fighter, you know what I'm saying? One of the greatest fighters ever.
First belt Hall of Famer, man. Generationally, like, incredible.
Yeah. He's one of the most respected fighters. He was my favorite fighter. I met him when I got back from the Olympics, and it blew my mind. And he actually called me. But Jackie Callan called me, and I stayed at James' house for about a week. You know, he was gonna be my manager, but things didn't work out, and I went back home. But
man, Tony was a scary guy.
Yeah, he was. He had a huge intimidation factor.
Well, he was one of the guys that, man, I don't care, and like he really didn't care, and he would just plow through people.
Right.
And I mean, it was just like, this is nothing.
Yeah, he was a throwback.
Big time.
Throwback fighter.
Big time.
From the 20s, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was a man. Great fighter.
You know, when he came in shape, like, I mean, that used to drive me crazy. He'd come in out of shape. He'd fight a super stud, and he'd still win, and it just kind of encouraged him to kind of continue his bad habits.
Probably so. He was so good, it was too good for his own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Too good for his own self. But just, you know, his conditioning and weight gain. I mean, he told me that he had played I think quarterback or played football in high school. He was 200 pounds. So he trained down to 160. And
that takes a toll on you.
Right. So he told me he was 200 pounds in high school. Trained down to 160, won the title. Didn't stay too long, moved up to 68. And then he got to a point where he couldn't stay there. But he fought Roy for the money, but he wasn't himself. So then he moved up to 75.
Yeah.
He great fighter.
Man, phenomenal fighter. Yeah. No, for sure. So, I don't know. I mean, do you guys got anything else or what, man? I mean, we've been going over an hour. I mean, how about this? Windy City Gym. What do you guys got going on?
Windy City Boxing Club. I opened up my father, Clarence Griffin, Windy City Boxing Club. Yeah. He had it from 73 to 83. He opened it up, and, I just wanted to keep his name alive. You know, I want people to know who Clarence Griffin was. He died over 30 years ago, and
he was an Olympic trainer as well. Didn't he?
He was
help
a U.S.
some-
team trainer.
Was it a U.S. team trainer? Okay.
Yes, U.S. team trainer.
Something like that.
He like I said, he was U.S. team trainer, national coach trainer for Chicago. I got a chance to meet Tyrell Biggs and Pernell Whitaker and all those guys because you know my father, you know Orlando Johnson and Johnny Williams. He was his first fighter that was #1 in the United States, and he trained Al Evans, who knocked out Mike Tyson in amateur. So you know my father did pretty good in a short amount of time.
He was pretty well respected locally. I used to box at Red Scottsdale Park, and they would talk
like
about
Larry Hazard told me that my father was a great man, and he remembered him, and I thought that you know that meant a lot. He just told me that like a week ago, so that means a lot. Dan Duva, I think he passed away, but I talked to him, and he said that he had promoted the show that my father passed away.
Okay.
So you know she gave him a lot of love. So yeah, he's respected. Manny Stewart respected him.
And
you know
Manny Stewart was just a brilliant mind, man.
He's a great trainer, one of the greatest ever, pound for pound. So I was, you know, I did a lot, man. Manny Stewart came to my father's gym, brought Tommy Hearns and Mil McCorvey, Iceman McCorvey.
I think I saw that picture.
Yeah, so
you guys see this picture of Montell Stewart. He's looking all hard, and in the background you got Tommy Hearns just kind of like looking at him. And you got a little dude.
I was supposed to fight Tommy Hearns. I was gonna bring that picture to the fight so he could sign it, but it didn't end up happening. But I just had a great background. Me and Muhammad Ali at 5 years old, going to Michigan and go see Tommy Hearns fight exhibition, and being around all those guys, him coming to my father's gym, and it was just meant to be. That's what I was meant to do in life.
So outside of Shawn, do you have any other pro fighters in your gym? I know you guys got a lot of sparring going on.
We got a lot of sparring going on. I got Anton Cobb. We trying to go for the Olympic team.
Okay.
Try to go. We got 27th of September. Got a qualifier for the Eastern Trials.
Now, he just fought at a couple weeks ago.
No.
Who did you have a couple weeks ago that just won a big tournament?
Oh well, that was my 123 pounder. He fought in the King of the Jungle.
King of the Jungle.
So he won that. That was a big confidence builder for him. So I've been I've been back in boxing 3.5 years just because of Shawn. I left boxing alone. He came and asked me to train him. That's how I got back in the game. And my gym will be 2 years old in December. So I'm just trying to go forward, move forward, and do big things. I got After School Matters at my gym. I have a nonprofit, Windy City Boxing Youth Foundation, and I got a youth program, 4:30, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'm doing a lot with the kids.
Are you helping out with that, Shawn?
I'll try to help as much as I can right now. But as far as like training for fights and stuff like that, it'd be kind of tough.
If you're doing 2
when
days,
he called me,
that's not easy.
when he called me, I'm there for him.
Yeah, when you're doing 2 days, man, that's
that's a full-time job, and we might train out of a 24-hour day. We might train 4 hours. Okay. We're gonna rest the other 20 because you got to rest to let that body heal and recover.
You gotta sleep, man? Is your sleep? Do you go to bed late or do you go to bed early, man?
I can't go to bed too early because I wake up in the middle of the night and I just be up all day. So I'm kind of like a night owl a little bit.
Yeah, you're playing video games, man. That's what you're doing.
I saw him up on Facebook at 2:30 in the morning. So I text him like, "What are you doing up?"
Go to sleep.
Right, I went to bed too early, and I woke up at 2, 3 in the morning, and he was up.
See what happened yesterday after I came in from the gym. My son wouldn't go to sleep, so my girl had called me, so I had to stay up with them until he went to sleep.
It's not your fault. Man, I went to the bar and I was overserved. That ain't my fault. They're supposed to be trained to figure that out.
And then, especially, like, if I know my training schedule, like, okay, I know I had sparring at 4 o'clock. So I'm like, oh, man, I could sleep during the day.
So what kind of break, like, when you take a break in between fights, I mean, do you drink at all? I mean,
Nope.
At all?
Nope.
Zero.
When
was the last time you had a sip of alcohol?
Never.
Get out of here.
I don't even know what it tastes like.
Are you serious?
Seriously.
Where's that come from?
My parents always just told me, well, especially my pops, being an athlete, I don't supposed to do this, do that. You're supposed to drink, you mess up your body, stuff like that. So I just always took it to heed.
Man, I'll tell you this right now. 2-parent households, it's an unfair advantage. When you got a dad at home and a mom at home, it's like, it's unfortunate that not everybody has that
Yeah,
opportunity.
it is.
But when you do, man, it's like, I'm a single dad, you know, and I don't have that for my kid, but I see, like, man, I try to do everything I can to make sure she knows that love is there, man. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you and your dad are tight. You know, Montell, you and your dad were real tight.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? He passed when I was going on 13 years old. And, you know, it was hard on me. It got worse
But you had
as
it,
years
though.
went by. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, just to, like I said, just to be around Muhammad Ali at
That's
5 years
insane,
old. You know
dude.
what I'm
That's
saying?
nuts.
You know what I'm saying? I was around Muhammad Ali from 5 to 13 years old. It was the greatest experience of my life. I remember all the stories. I remember everything. And I got friends. Like, I didn't tell nobody nothing. Even when I started back boxing, I didn't tell nobody because I didn't think they was going to believe me. But when certain fighters found out about me and Muhammad, they was like, man, that's 20 wins right there. They're like, you won 20 fights because of that. And I thought they was playing, but they was serious. They was like, man, you been around Muhammad Ali made you win. And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I understand it now, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Shawn, wouldn't you agree, just being around it since you were little, even if you're not in the gym 24/7, it sinks in. Like,
Right.
it's just, you're always thinking it, you know?
Yeah, that's I wish I was around somebody like that, man. Muhammad Ali.
Great experience in my life. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Oh, how could you? I mean, you got a bunch of kid pictures with you running around with Ali.
It was a great experience. It was just, man, it was awesome.
Yeah. It also gets you used to being on that big stage, too.
Yeah,
You know?
I never, no matter what fight it was, I never was nervous. And people said, how come? I said, I was around, I was in the gym at 1, 2 years old. I just never, I was too nervous or what? I mean, just, it's a fight, you know what I'm saying? And that's how the ice thing got so, he's just so cool under pressure, you know what I'm saying? Eddie Futch was like, man, like ice. Like, he ain't never nervous, never excited.
Man, speaking of nicknames, Shawn, you don't have one.
We keep working on it.
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. Trying to come up with different stuff, man. Different. So like this fight, since, you know, my name's Shawn Simpson, they've been using that SS stuff, but I think it's kind of like corny a little bit. So
Maybe Sugar Shawn, or I don't know, man.
I'm gonna use So Sharp this fight. So now, like, I gotta stay sharp this whole fight.
Yeah. Well, you know, they say nicknames are given to you.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really come up with them yourself. That's for sure.
Nah, but then you also don't want to just take nobody else's nickname either. So that's
Not
another
good
thing.
enough.
Right?
Not good enough.
Yeah.
Well, maybe when he hits 115, Montell, you know, maybe that's something you guys could work on.
I come up with some more silly stuff and tell them just to make them laugh. Some gonna stick though.
You just gotta wait.
I come up with a nickname for everybody, but it's just, you know, see what stick.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so August 31st at PBC, man. Let's hope you're on TV. I mean, I honestly, we expect big things out of you. We're talking like last couple days, like, man, he's gonna be fighting for a world title. We're getting him ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Like, this dude's not gonna be returning our phone calls in like 3 years.
Yeah, get this interview.
Let's get this one in.
Who is this?
Yeah, man.
I was where? You sure?
So I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming in. Montell Grifin, Windy City Boxing. Do I give the address?
2150 Southern Airport in the basement. 216 pound at the door. Come check us out.
That's cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys joining us.